What's going on, everybody? Matthias Infinity, Robo Gamer, Gaming Freely, Razor HDK, Liam Peters, 1234, Brooke and Frag are here, hairy earholes and all, Lara Pilkington and Galaxy. First stream. Well, welcome to the stream there, Lara. Going to be doing some public Chaos 7 dungeon maps today. I'm still looking for items for Barbarian sets. I do plan on recording 2 different Barbarian hero spotlights over the next 24 hours, and I'm just looking to fine-tune the few sets. So, gonna bring along my Barb, and I think we're just gonna poison it up today. So we're gonna use Poison Dart Towers and snakes. Lots of snakes. And I brought an EV2 as well for some proton beams. Anyway, I'm on US West. Anybody that wants to can feel free to join me. I'm also in the Steam group right now. So if you are... best way to progress in Onslaught is just play. There's no way... there's only one way to progress in Onslaught gaming. You just gotta... Onslaught's a grind, and you gotta grind it out. Just take your time. That way, because remember, you know, with a long grind like that, you lose one map, it really slows you back. What's going on there, Shrimp King? Anyway, let's start off in the Citadel here. Once again, I'm in US West, so anybody that wants to join, feel free. Aldo, what's up? Welcome. No, they're not nerfing the Dryad. They're changing bees. They've confirmed that, but that's not nerfing the Dryad. The Dryad's a complete beast. There is no all-rounders in the game there, Ruben. Anytime you choose not to specialize in a specific defense, that's where your Ascension is required. Oh, it's very tedious. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, anyway, bees are changing, but we don't know what they're changing to. So, I mean, it's tough to cry nerf on them quite yet, you know? Considering we have no clue what's going to happen with them. I mean, they're not going to... I'm assuming they're going to change the mechanic of bees in some way, and not going to do just like a straight number decrease. We all know bees are OP. They're not... that's no big secret, you know? I don't know if this is gonna work, but it'll be worth a shot anyway. What we got with us so far here today? We got Matthias here. Let's see. I got poison snakes, so this is using that venomous viper. The mod itself actually gives you lower DPS overall. However, it does make it work really well on controlled burn lanes. Nice, Galaxy, grats. I wonder if I got enough DU for all this. That's 180 left. Yeah, there's enough. Like I said, I'm not sure how well this is going to work. This is, we will see. Bees are ridiculously strong, Infinity, so there's no doubt they're going to be changed. I mean, Trendy's already confirmed they're going to be changed. But we don't know how, so you can't cry nerf yet. You know, we don't know what's going to happen with them. But bees are... I mean, the Earthshatter's ridiculously strong as well, there's no doubt. But bees have been overpowered for a long time. Farming up the crafting materials there, Doom, so doing expeditions. Chaos 7 dungeon maps today. But, I mean, ever since the Dryad came out, now we're coming up on 2 years now since the Dryad was released. Ever since the Dryad was released, you could go into any map and spam bees everywhere. And it's taken Trendy this long to make any adjustments to it. Ooh, these guys are pushing a little bit. Better get some massive upgrades going here. Not sure how well this is going to work. What's going on there, Frosty? Welcome to the channel. Well, we survived wave 1, but the Lady Orcs definitely made a push.
Select a zone.
A little Skyguard love. See, I got enough for one more upgrade. Just do it right there. What's going on there, Mons? I was gonna grind on a little Warframe today, but you know, I'm so close to getting these barb spotlights finished up. I want to get it nailed down. What I need to find today is 2 hero damage weapon hero damage ability power weapons with, well, actually I only need 1 because I've got 1 already. What's going on there, Jonas? You got wrecked a little bit there. Healed back up. Man, the barb with the insta healing, I tell you. Just too good. Just got MR21. You're so far ahead of me, Shrimp. I want to start preparing for Eidolons. I know it's a little premature, I just started, but you guys know how I do it. I want to get to the end game material. So what I'm gonna do today in Warframe is grind some Quills rep, and I'm not gonna stream that. First off, it would be full of spoilers, which the Warframe community definitely frowns upon. But second off, it would be ungodly boring to watch someone with their very first amp. I don't really play the barb random. I'm just getting him geared up for spotlights. I'm not a big fan of melee, so I don't really play melee heroes very often. Now the boost monk or nuke monk is kind of a hybrid melee ranged, but I play it mainly as ranged. There's only one way to get them there, Mons. You got to go into the appropriate map. Shiny would mean you need to get Chaos 4, 5, or 6, which I would say go to Chaos 6. And I'm not really sure. I don't remember which one the Corrupt drops from. I think it's the Spooky maps, but I'm not positive off the top of my head. It shows you right on the war table. Warframe's a free-to-play. It's like a free-to-play Destiny 2, basically. Really good game. Beardstain, you changed your name. I'm assuming it's Beardstain by the picture. Now, there is some bugs with crafting materials right now, and ingots, I believe, are one of those, where sometimes they're not dropping properly. You know, they don't drop. I always say drop, but they don't actually drop. They come from the victory chest. Sun-baked Grandpa, what up? Yeah, anyway, I'm going to do 2 Barbarian Hero Spotlights, a hero damage version and an ability power version. What's going on there, Tyler? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. The grind for the dungeon materials to take relics to Chaos 8 is just unreal. I mean, you need 250 total of the crafting materials. And oh my gosh, it's just when you're getting 1 to 2 at a time, it's just brutal. I wish there was a way to buy them with defender medals. This is the first spotlight I'm going to do. It's going to be a Whirlwind Hawkstrike Barb. That's going to be full ability power, of course. And in my opinion, although I do love the big one-shots, in my opinion, it's the most boring Barb style to play. I think most people that enjoy playing the Barbarian want more of a hack and slash Barbarian. And hack and slash Barbs are definitely best off with hero damage. Please, no dungeon defenders. What? Oh, I'm getting other stuff introduced into the channel, but I mean, it's been a dungeon defenders based channel for years. Hopefully one day soon. Can't imagine it's going to be any time in the near future, but a DD2 will start getting worked on. I'm done with Ancient Power, Tyler. I'm all capped out until they make changes to Ancient Power. I don't want to do it again, to be honest with you. I've gone through and I've grinded out I've got 42 Ancient Power. I'm capped on Ascension from AP. And I've already gone through, I mean, I've spent 1,000 of those pristine clusters on upgrading relics to Chaos 8. So, I mean, although I do recognize that Ancient Power desperately needs some changes, I hope that it doesn't change to a point where it forces me to go back and do Ancient Power grinds again. I'm done with that. Yeah, it's public. Should be right on the war table there, Percy. US West. I got 2 new tower defense games to play too. I'm gonna do this afternoon. I'm gonna work on a Tower Defense Tuesday video, which I haven't done in about a month. So this stream is not gonna be extremely long. Go like another hour at least, probably. But I want to get Tower Defense Tuesday back on the channel, as that was just really fun. Then it gives me an opportunity to get, to get some visibility to some other awesome tower defense games. Well, I guess they're not always awesome. I'm at 42. It varies, Infinity. Remember, it counts whether or not you're selling gear during the map. Like this run, I got 202,000. But of course, that will go up higher with win streak bonus. It completely varies. Did they patch out the attack speed mod? The defense speed? No, defense rate is still a mod. Definitely didn't patch it out. There we go, we got some people popping in now. No particular reason why I chose to do poison today, by the way. It just happened to be what was in the deck. Got the spots reversed. PDTs have the shorter range, that's why I was putting those up front, but it's all good. Sure, it will still work. And remember wave 1, those Lady Orcs are going to push, so I'm going to have to kill the Lady Orcs. Alright, he's got the protons in. There we go. Draining all my juice. Let me tell you, it is hot today. It is hot, hot. Now, for people who actually live somewhere that's really hot, I'm laughing at me, I'm sure, but it just doesn't get super warm here. So when we get a hot day, oh, it feels just miserable. There's a defense rate shard and there's a defense rate mod. Mons Gaming, you can go with either of those. Trying to repair Matthias. No, I can't repair Matthias. It was worth a shot. Definitely need to get this bar ball modded up. Lady Orc making the push. We got any more of them? It looks like there was one right there, wasn't it? It got wrecked, but yeah, I mean, defense rate is like one of the most go-to required shards in the game. It's a prestige system there, so all your stuff gets reset back down to starter level. Now, if you have stuff that's good, that's all geared up, you can craft it. You can take it back up to Chaos 7 through the crafting system. Bees or Earth Shatters? Use whichever you want. They're both really, really good. Why not use Bees and Earth Shatters? No need to use just one, you know? Well, the shards are not per tier. You want stuff from all the tiers, Laura. Like, the best defense shards in the game are from Chaos 1, Chaos 3, and Chaos 4. What tier the shards come from means nothing. But Onslaught is it's a game of rock, paper, scissors. You look at the lane, you build your defenses based off of the mobs and mutators that are coming. Just gotta move the poison dart towers up because their range is too short. They're not hitting until the mobs hit the stairs, and that doesn't give them enough time. There, Matthias. Is the problem. Or you just let me put down my Chaos 8 PDTs. That would work too. Well, it's a matter of if you have all the shards, you're using the same stats and the same mods, you'll get the same results there, Infinity. It's just a matter of having the right stuff. I mean, if you just throw gear on and go, you're not going to get the same results. It's all about the shards and the mods, you know? But you can hit pretty ridiculous numbers with the monk, no doubt about it. No way to save it there, Dirk, sadly. The only thing you can do is take it back to Chaos 8 again once you're all done. That's why it's important to get, when you start Ancient Power, make that your game until you're done with it. Like, I pushed an Onslaught, I got some stuff modded up, then I started doing Ancient Power, and it turned into a massive grind where I still, right now, don't have all of my stuff leveled back up to Chaos 7. Just because I didn't want to give up all those nice mods, you know? So yeah, once you start Ancient Power, make that your game until you're done with it. Or until it gets too boring, because it is really boring. Going through the same content over and over and over. Well, go through the video, Infinity. It shows everything right there. Mods are a big deal. I mean, if you're not using the mods, then you're not doing it the same way. You can't say you did everything the same way if you didn't do it the same way. I mean, it's just not the same, you know? You know, mods add a lot to the game. No doubt about it. Nah, no more info yet, the Joker. You're taking their sweet old time on this one. I mean, which, you know, there's only, it's a small team, there's only a few people working on it. So it's tough to expect them just to throw content out left and right, but at the same note, as a player, I want it, you know? I don't want to wait any longer, but we've got longer to wait. We still know no more info. I'm doing dungeon maps, Preedly, because I'm looking for dungeon crafting materials. I'm trying to get clusters, and clusters only drop from dungeon maps. Nah, they're not working on DD3. I mean, I wish they were, but they're not. DD2 has got an outdated game engine. We all know that. Trendy's actually been very open about talking about it. And it's no longer a supported game engine. It can't be updated to Unreal 4. So, in my mind, I think Unreal 4 version Dungeon Defenders is what Dungeon Defenders 3 will be when it finally comes. It will be a far superior game, in my opinion. Exclamation bees in chat there, Nikon. Vampiric Empowerment would be the natural go-to on bees for your third, because you don't need the range. Bees have really good natural range. I may end up using that axe. What do we got here? Medium. I would like to get a heavy swing speed sword here today. Ideally with ability power on it. If you got mass destruction would work on your bees, but it's a known exploit. They're not meant to stack, and they do stack. So if you don't mind cheating, use destruction, mass destruction, and defense rate. If you want to do everything legit, then don't use, don't stack destruction and mass destruction. But that's your call. If you're doing it solo, there's nobody there to catch you. Power transfer changed. That's why you gotta look at the current stuff there, Jonas. The guides and tutorials playlist, the hero and defense spotlights playlist, and the builds that work playlist are all updated material. With, I'm actually coming up on 2,000 Dungeon Defenders videos on the channel. So there's a lot of outdated content, just because I've been covering the game for so long, But those 3 playlists I do keep current. Some of the videos might be older, but the information's still relevant. But power transfer is no longer any good. Medium. Dang it. Wish that would have been heavy. Give me that loot. Oh yeah, DD3 is a long way off, no doubt about it. I'm just saying, as far as a game, it's going to be a much better game than DD2 is, because it's not going to be created on a busted game engine. I personally don't use support boom on anything themic, but if I was to use it on something, I would probably use it on Skyguard towers. Remember, explosions cause like a temporary stun to flyers that knock them out of the air. Now, sometimes it causes flyers to get stuck, because if it doesn't kill them, it will knock them down, but it won't kill them, and sometimes that puts them in a funky place on the map. But in my mind, that's really probably the only place that it would be worth using. Let's see. Actually, we can do the... We can do a little sneaky flyer placement up here. Let's see, what have we got going down below? Way too expensive proton beam. Yeah, there's been a lot of changes over the last game. On the Barbarian, to maximize it, your offhand weapon is... The speed is actually controlled by your main hand weapon. So being that a heavy weapon hits harder per shot... Man, we got nothing here. We got tons of DE left, but I'm just going to build back here. I don't know. Or we can just barb it out on that lane. Anyway, so if you put you always put your slower weapon in your offhand on the barb. Now, if you want to completely maximize the DPS you're getting, even though the difference would be very small, then you'd want to go light weapon in your main hand and heavy weapon in your offhand. What's going on there? You're Van Alphen, how you doing? Joseph, what up, what up? What's the best non-elemental tower for Poison Dart? I don't really understand the question. Poison Dart towers by default are non-elemental. If you want an element on it, you have to put it on there. I personally wouldn't make any of your armor or weapons Chaos 8 ever Galaxy. Until they make the stuff more obtainable. Your defenses, on the other hand, whenever you decide you're done and you're not going to use Ancient Power, yeah, we got Lady Orked, fail build. What's going on there, Souls Jack? A spinning attack reminds you of Crash Bandicoot. Fair enough. Well, thanks, Sarah Preebly. Appreciate you. Well, there's no reason to put an element on Poison Dart towers, Trebly. I've got storm damage on mine, hoping that in the future the Chaos 8 shards come back to the game. Nobody wants to drop any mana? Alright, well, no fail builds. I'm gonna bust out some other heroes this time. Yeah, berserkers can be annoying. You just gotta be, you gotta be prepared for them, you know? We were definitely not. Damn noisy dog out on the beach. Shut your dog up, lady. It's loud. Let's see. Did I have an EV? Yeah, I did. Let's see. I feel like this is not enough, but get one more snake. Well, fire makes it usable on frost lanes for sure there, Tyler. But besides that, remember that the element that you put on your defenses, all it's doing is changing the graphic. In the majority of cases, it's not actually doing anything. It's just adding a graphic effect to that particular defense. It's all magic damage. Now, in the case of Frosties, Frosties take double damage to fire damage. So, when you're setting up for a Frosty lane, then it's a different story. You know, fire damage makes all the difference in the world. So, I mean, what element you put on your tower is completely meaningless. Water does not drench enemies. A lot of people are under the assumption that it does, and in my opinion, it should, but it does not. Yeah, but you can get more power just from going from raw defense power without using that mod, is what I'm saying. Let's just overkill it here with protons. I'd say that's pretty proton stringy. See if it actually works though. Make sure we got air control everywhere. There's a sky guard, there's a sky guard. Alright, so we're good there. Where are you at, Barb? That's actually bad though, Tyler, because the Ignite combo does very, very little damage. It looks super cool. I will give everyone that. It looks really, really cool. But it does really low amounts of damage, and it removes oil. So the enemies not being oiled makes it invalid for controlled burn lands. Yeah, we're gonna need something else here. With 4-player mob health, this is just not gonna get it done. They still have them, Galaxy. They can't take anything from people. What they did for a long time was they made them so they didn't do anything. So you could keep them, but they didn't work. There we go. Now this map is AFKable. Or this lane anyway. Don't know about the rest of the map. Yeah, if they would have taken stuff away, people would have threw a fit about that. But they did turn them off for a while. However, they never got it quite right. They're actually, like, 75% of them are working right now. Every update stuff gets screwed up, you know. Yeah, darts do a lot of damage. The only time one PDT, that whole meta has changed, the max. That's not the way, that's not the thing anymore. It used to be like 90% of a poison dart tower's damage came from the poison. That's no longer the case, and of course poison doesn't stack. Between separate accounts it does, so different players' poisons will stack. But on the same account it does not. But now, with defense power normalized like it is, the dart does a lot of damage. So you can get really good results. In fact, if you look back into my Onslaught climb, some of those maps I spammed poison dart towers. I'd have like 8 of them in a lane. And it just wrecked it. Because the physical dart does a ton of damage. But yeah, so that's kind of an old philosophy with no more than one PDT per lane. Definitely no longer valid. I mean, poison dart towers are essentially a single target defense, so it's not good to just use poison dart towers, as a lane with a lot of mobs will definitely overrun them. However, if the lane doesn't have a lot of mobs, you can just spam poison dart towers on a lane and call it good. You can AFK farm with any hero now, not just the monk. You can use anybody. I mean, if you're looking to just farm Chaos 7, you can AFK it all day with any heroes. all you have to do is pay attention to siege rollers, and that is really the only thing that will damper you in any way. Gonna be able to steal the KB? Yup. Stolen. Whew, man, it's so warm today. Like I said, I'm just whining. It's not really hot, but oh my god, it feels just miserable hot. Every defense in the game is the same, Percy, pretty much. Every single defense in the game, you start with destruction, defense rate, and deadly strikes, and then you change out shards from there. Like, if you don't need the range, then you would pull out deadly strikes. So every single defense, destruction, deadly strikes, defense rate, and then adjust from there. Like, for example, I don't have defense rate on my poison dart towers because I've got a maxed out defense rate mod. So I'm at the caps without using a defense rate shard. So I pulled defense rate out of it to go with more power. What's going on there, Cajun Ants? How you doing? But yeah, if you just start with those three, it's going to be a win. Ballistas are really mean. You could do or like a lane clear ballista with splody, melee boom, anti-melee. The poison mod on ballistas is not very good. It's right there with like the snakes. It just is not enough damage. You end up losing damage by using it. But it does make ballistas viable on controlled burn lanes. That's the only reason I've kept the poison on my snakes. Is just for another option on controlled burn lanes. Talking about poison. Poison does help, Max, but you're missing what I said. What I said was poison is no longer 90% of the tower's damage. My PDTs are doing 3 million DPS at tier 1. But that's not all from the poison. That's from the dart as well. They're situational. They're Jonas. They're both really, really good. Weapon manufacturers cover a larger area, and weapon manufacturers are completely OP right now with the Shocking Revelations mod. Just out of control OP. But proton beams are really, really good. Can't deny that for sure. What do we got there? Oop, god dang it. A medium. All axes are mediums. That's every decent legendary axe you find is medium. Just irritating. I'm gonna have to inventory it up here. The thing that Earth Shatters, the reason bees are more OP than Earth Shatters is bees have no counter. Unless you purposely set bees so that they're going to get hit by cyborgs. Earth Shatters do have counters. Earth Shatters do not have flyers, does not hit mages, does not hit Malthius. So if you build all Earth Shatters on a lane, you're going to lose the second a Malthius rolls out, unless you go and deal with it. If you build all bees on a lane, it's going to hit every mob. Then that's the main difference. Bees have no counter. Bees take all strategy out of the game. That's the big deal with bees. That's why they're going to be changed. see. Why do I just know there's not going to be a good mod in here? Well, there's a heavy for me. Perfect. Let's go ahead and pop that bad boy on right now. I'm going to save that for now, though. I'll take a look at it later. Alright. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Earth Shatters aren't extremely powerful, because they are. I agree with you 100%. But Earth Shatters don't take all strategy away from the game. The golden cat Kuro is from... It's just a regular cat. It being golden or it being a cat Kuro is completely a vanity thing. It doesn't actually do anything additional. It was from the Carnival event way back in the day, which I'm still hoping returns to the game at some point, because it was really, really fun. Super duper fun. Man, that is a crappy ability buff chip, but for some reason I think I might be lacking on ability buff chips for the headpiece. Maybe not. We will see. Man, no good mods, huh? WTF. Yeah, anyway, there's no difference between this and just a regular old cat. So any Gato pet is exactly the same as this pet. It's just, it's a vanity item. It's just a cosmetic. Alright. Nobody put anything on this lane. All the other lanes are done. We got no flyer defense over here. Let's see. Go something like dish. I think there's enough left for some snakes, right? Oh, I never put down an obelisk either. Good lord, what am I thinking? Let's throw an obelisk. Let's just throw it right here. We'll use it as a wall. Well, do I want to use it as a wall? Yeah, we'll use it as a wall. Why not? And get a little snaky. That's the bottom lane. Bottom lane's fine. Yeah, it's really similar to the regular version. But even the regular Kakuro, there's nothing. It's got a unique ability, but the unique ability is nothing exceptional. The Dragolich is only 7,500 medals. Nah, there's been no changes to pets in ages. The old pet update that they promised 2 years ago never happened. So, pets are still what they've been. They're still what they've been since the game started being developed. The next update is not doing anything with pets. the next update is a new map, a new boss, and Onslaught and Ancient Power changes. There's 0 changes to pets. As much as pets have been harped about over the last several years, if they were changing pets, then they would be advertising that. Pets are they're just there for the ability. The stats on it are insignificant. You know, it's all about the ability. No date yet there, Drop of Time. I can't even guess anymore. I thought we were going to have it by now, to be honest. So, I have no clue. The last 2 weeks we've gotten no information. Week before last we got some images of the new map, but we didn't get any real game information. Hopefully this week we hear something. They did tease that there could potentially be a dev stream this Friday. So if they're going to do a dev stream, then my guess is we're going to be getting information. Well, they're not going to do a dev stream without giving out more info, period. So if they're going to do a dev stream, then we'll get the info. That's the best way to go, is choose your pet by how it looks. I agree 100%. Yeah, that's what I said. There's 2 new maps. Or, we don't know that it's 2, but there's more than 1 new map. There's a regular map, and there's a boss fight. They haven't said how many maps that there is, but they said, they did say maps with an S. So we do know it's more than 1. But that's the bulk, that's the content. As far as the next content goes, that is the content update on it. I would check my exclamation spotlights in chat there, Michael. There's lots of different builds you can use there with the EV2. I thought that we were going to there, Frag, but we haven't yet. So I don't know. I mean, I want to see the stuff now. As do all of you, you know. But it's not ready yet. If it's not ready, it can't get launched, you know. You would think they would. I mean, being a free-to-play game, I think it would be in Trendy's best interest to have new skins every single update. You know, I mean, that's just straight-up revenue. Tohoho, good thing that wall was there. There's no indicator of any new pets yet either there, Sunbaked. All that's been confirmed is that there's going to be 1 new pet added in. There's not new pets. There's not a new pet system. It's 1 more pet, and I'm guessing it's going to cost gems. So it's not going to be something you can play and get for free, would be my guess. It'll be another vanity item. I mean, hopefully it's got a unique ability on it. We haven't seen anything added in as far as unique pet abilities in years. They said last week, Sunbake, that there would not be an update this week. That's the only thing that Trendy confirmed last week at all, is that there was no update this week. So, y'all don't have to look anymore this week. It's safe. If we get any more info, we won't get it until Friday. Other than teasers. Of course, we'll get little teasers on Twitter all week. But as far as real info goes, we won't get it until Friday, if we get any. What's the most boring hero in my opinion? The Barbarian. I know that's not a very popular opinion, but you asked for my opinion. That's my opinion. I don't really enjoy hack and slash. But in most games, I'm not a fan of melee altogether. To me, it's holding down the button, standing there in a lane, and not looking at the screen. To me, that's... You know, it's just not my favorite playstyle. I know, like I said, I know it's not a very popular opinion. People love the Barb, and nothing wrong with that. Nah, they don't add a new hero every update. We get like 2 new heroes a year, Ruben. Sometimes 3. Like when the game was first being developed, we got 3. Like 3 a year. When you look at content changes to the game, we either get new maps, new heroes, or new systems every major content update. Now the problem is DD2 has not settled on the systems part, so we constantly get new systems updates, and not new maps and not new heroes. And the new systems, of course, I mean, let's just get one system in place and stick with it, and then let's get some new content, in my opinion. But, you know, the creative team is... 2/3 of the creative team is different right now than who started DD2. So, I mean, it's got different developers. Same development company, different developers. Another little dainty elven war axe. Well, you don't suck at it there, Rep. You just haven't put very much time into it yet. Nobody sucks at DD2. It's a gear-based grinder. You either have the gear or you don't, you know? Alright, all. My front door just blew shut. Let me open it real quick, because it's just hot. So I'll be right back. Alright, perfect timing. Let's see. Master Ming, well, welcome. Welcome home from school, man. The AP reset, very nice, very nice. I think it's got hero health on it, that's what I said I didn't want. Look at me with over 1,000,000 health. I feel like I'm wasting. I'm gonna have to take some of my ascension out. Alright, let's grab some air. You know what, I'm just gonna set up the grind. Just set up the grinder mode. Grinder mode engaged. What do we want? Let's grab these. I found a heavy axe already. I'll snag it. I'll snag it though on board. But I got my heavy. Let's see. That one's got ability power on it though. Yeah, I'll take that. What else you got for sale? Me, I've got all that stuff. What else I got? We got an EV. Let's throw some beams just for giggles. Let's grab the Mystic back and drop an Obelisk too. Obelisk, full to win. The Obelisk really helps out on this map with those stuck flyers. We all know there's stuck mobs issues. That is the last thing I will probably do there, Jake. Sorry. I'm not going to grind Demon's Lair on my main account. I certainly don't want to grind it on the Xbox. Oops. Oh, you know what? I got the axes. I don't need to play on the barb anymore. Let me just keep the monk going here. Yeah, there will be no grinding Demon's Lair for me. Sorry, dude. Do it 2 hours earlier. I can barely wake up for this stream. You want me to get up earlier? No. No. Actually, it's going to be later. The stream times are going to be going later, not earlier, with school in session. When I start streaming now, anyone who lives on the west coast of the US is in school still. For several hours, actually. I mean, why do you want to grind Demon's Lair? They're both really, really strong, Janus. They both hit flyers. They're both super strong. Weapon manufacturers make for an easier build, or pardon me, a lazier build. They're more AFKable. Where Flame Aura is, the only way you can AFK with a Flame Aura is if you power through it. Weapon manufacturers have that ridiculously overpowered mod, Shocking Revelations, that makes it just an incredible amount of crowd control, so you don't have to power through it. EU times are still the best times. I mean, I can keep the 1 p.m. time. You know, people in the U.S., you know, the people on the East Coast in the U.S. are out of school when I start. That is the worst thing you could do, Jake. The worst thing. There's a video just on my channel just a few days ago about it. I suggest you go watch it. Bees, without a doubt, I envy. Bees are ridiculous. They're super, super good. So you can get a new hero that you don't have shards for? Or what's the deal with the 10K? Remember, anyone who wants... Everybody wants new heroes, and I understand. Don't get me wrong. But remember, that new hero is going to suck until you get gear and shards for it. So, if you don't have the gear and shards yet, there is zero reason for you to rush getting a hero. Because the hero is not going to be good. It's going to just straight up stink. But grinding a lower level map for Defender medals is just a bad idea. You lose out on gear. You lose out on massive amounts of gold. You lose out on massive amounts of experience. Pretty much every map in the game can be done with only bees. Absolutely. What's going on, David? How you doing? The Nimbus is a really, really strong defense. But as far as being able to clear content, you're going to be able to clear more content with bees than you are the Nimbus. Now, the correct answer, of course, is use it all. Don't just spam one defense. use various stuff, you know. You don't need the Dryad, Jake. You want the Dryad. But do you want to have... Do you want to get like 150 to 100 Defender medals more per hour and lose out on massive amounts of experience, gold, and loot? Or are you so interested in getting the Dryad you don't care about anything else and you're willing to do all those hours you put into grinding out those Defender medals, you're willing to do it all over again for gold, loot, and XP? That would be the only time you ever want to grind Demon Slayer. I mean, it's just not a good idea. I mean, do what you want. It's your game. You choose your path. But I have a real hard time suggesting that to anyone. Onslaught's so hard without her. I don't use her in Onslaught, period. And my last push, I went up into the floor 250 range with 0 Dryad. See, he did mean new hero there, Sunbaked. Just look at the chat above you. He wants the Dryad. On PC, a perfect tenacity would go for about 60 to 70 mil. Joseph, I don't know on the other consoles. It's one of the most valuable shards in the game, for sure. The wise decision would be to sell it to you. Perfect tenacity is a hot item. There's no doubt about it. It's right there with melee boom, and Piercer actually wouldn't go for as much nowadays, but it's right there with melee boom for sure. Oh, nothing wrong with that there, Tom. We've all got our favorite heroes. Nothing wrong with loving the Dryad. Yeah, you'll get a ton for that, Joseph. You won't have any gold problems in a while. If you're looking to get rid of it, I personally would keep that bad boy. But if you're looking to get rid of it, you'd get like 50 to 70 mil probably. Finding that and finding melee boom are like considered the paydays right now in DD2. That is payday for sure. I would put anti-melee on just about anything that has melee boom. Like I personally use it on Flamars. Oh, now all the legendary weapons start dropping. WTF, man. Yeah, it's hard to resist the temptation of the gold. The big pile of gold. But, you know, like Random said, it's a hot item. So, I mean, it's going to do really, really good for you. Like that lane's getting handled. It's like the low side is getting handled as well. A 5-bar anti-melee is another really good mod, David. I use, like I said, I use it on my Flamar as I go anti-melee, melee boom, and tenacity. But you can effectively put that on anything that's got melee boom on it and have just a powerhouse defense. No doubt about it. Let's see, before I forget, let's just drop an obelisk right here. There you go. We'll bust out some of these. The power of the weapon man. Actually, this is a boss lane, so let me back this weapon man up. Don't want the bosses taking forever to kill. The gun witch is super fun. In my opinion, it's the funnest hero in the game. It's a lot of fun to play, no doubt about it. We got bees, and more bees. But yeah, the gun witch is an absolute blast. If you had to pick one DPS and never use another DPS hero, I would choose the gun witch personally. Now it's just overkill. I'll put in all the frills. I always recommend getting the EV2 as your first hero because it's the only hero that just straight up helps your progression. Nice, David. Getting your collection rounded out. That's awesome. The Abyss Lord I really like building on. Now, people that are fans of the Abyss Lord love playing it actively. Personally, I don't enjoy playing it actively. My favorite DPS hero was the Jester Galaxy. EV2 is a close second, though. My DPS heroes in DD2 were the EV2, the Jester, and... actually, I'd play the Monk, too. I remember you could heal your... You had that aura you could pop on the Monk in DD2 and heal your defenses. So I ran around on that quite a lot. But as far as just my favorite overall choice, it was definitely the Jester. Loved it. The Summoner was good for AFKing, because you could just go into Overlord mode. I did quite a bit of that as well. I think everybody did. I mean, you didn't do a build without the Summoner just because of the separate, you know, defense units versus minion units. Yeah, it's just a matter of what, if you like melee or ranged, really, David. In DD2, if you're a big melee fan, then the Barb would be the natural choice, and if you're a big range fan, the Gun Witch would be the natural choice. I don't know, something about the Jester with a pawn shot just brings back happy feelings, you know? I loved my Jester, and I loved my pawn shot. Exclamation spotlights in chat there, Seago, will get you a link to everything that I use. And you can just go through and pick and choose what you want to look at from there. You like the original Barb better? I've done a swap damage set. I haven't done a swap ability set. I did a swap damage monk, and to be honest with you, it wasn't that much more, so I ended up not playing it. But yeah, I have yet to do a swap ability set. Well, I mean, in my mind, the swap heroes, a Gun Witch would be a good one to do a swap ability set to. Because, like, in my mind, a swap set is best used on your boss killer. Like, if you use one hero to clear packs of enemies, and then when the boss comes, you swap to another hero to kill the boss, that's where a swap set would be super beneficial. Phone hasn't stopped ringing. You at work there, Cajun? The only way to tell, you're not going to be able to get legitimate DPS numbers, but you'll be able to see like what your ice needle goes up to in forest biome. That's where I always go. That dummy in forest biome will give you a legit test. The thing with me with the Gun Witch is I like playing the Gun Witch actively, so I don't swap to her. She's the one that's out all the time. I love playing the Gun Witch. Just so much fun. The amount of mobility she has is ridiculous. Double jump, plus flying, plus self-launcher. I mean, just crazy good. What do we got? No good. Yep, you know how that goes there, Cajun. The second it's close to closing time, the phone will not stop ringing. Quicksilver! What's going on there, Quick? I've been able to get Ice Needle crits up to about 140 million. Between like 130 to 140 million there, Reckless. So you can count on that with your full setup when you swap over. And you've got lots of things on cooldown. You should be able to get up to that point. 100 plus million Ice Needle crits. Yeah, I would agree with that, David. I don't think it'll be for a while as well. I bet it'll be... I mean, hopefully we get something by the end of the year. But I'm not super optimistic that we will. We might. I make my coffee myself there, Kai-Pai. Oh, where do I order the coffee beans? Usually from Amazon. There's a local grocery store that carries the kind of coffee I like, but it's they're usually really, really expensive. So I usually will order it from Amazon, like by the case. Yeah, it's pretty solid setup there, Reckless, for sure. Like I said, you'll get into that 120 million range with the Ice Needle crits. The Gun Witch, no, I'm a fan of Italian coffee, Quicksilver. In my opinion, there's nothing better than Italian coffee. Now, obviously, especially with coffee, there is no opinion. Or there is, everybody's got an opinion. But I like Lavazza particularly, or Lavazza as it's properly pronounced. If I made a video showing all of my medallions with all of their mods Seago, it would be 2 hours long. Like I said already, exclamation spotlights. Here, I'll do it for you. Go to that playlist and pick the heroes that you want to see. Oh, I've had Costa Rican coffee. It doesn't compare to Italian stuff, in my opinion. I've been to Costa Rica. Boy, that country's completely different between the east coast of it and the west coast of it. Holy crap. Big difference. Probably make this Yeah, probably make this the last map of the day here. Like I said, I want to get a Tower Defense Tuesday. I don't like Starbucks, Omni. Their coffee is low quality. I mean, they've got all the sugary stuff that they throw in, and that's why so many people like it. But their coffee itself is very low quality, in my opinion. And that's not a very popular opinion, especially here in the US. But so many people go to Starbucks because not the coffee quality itself, but the preparation, and they throw all the sugary stuff in there. You know, and who doesn't like the sweets? You know what I miss most about Costa Rica there, John? Ron Centenario. Let me tell you, that is some of the best rum in the entire world. The Jamaicans think they have the best rum. Apparently, the Jamaicans have not been to Costa Rica yet. Have I been to Culver's? No, I haven't. Yeah, but I'm just not a fan of Starbucks. Their prices are super, super high. Their coffee quality, as far as the taste of the coffee itself, is not good. And 9 times out of 10, you get irritated while you're there. So you combine all that together, and it's just not good. Mario is better than Sonic. Thank you very much for subscribing. And I would have to agree. I'm a big Mario fanboy from back in the day. Yeah, I agree there, John. Starbucks is just all about the experience. I personally don't care for it, but people that are into that sort of thing, you know, you can sit around at Starbucks and talk about your fancy scarf or whatever. You've never drank alcohol before? That's probably a good thing, David. That is probably for the best. Well, there is... It's completely random, Nick. So I would say just do C7, because your chances of getting a good one are very, very low to begin with. And then that way you'd at least get something else out of the deal. I have had Plantation from Barbados. They're random. Oh, I would never say that to Argic. They're quick. Argic likes Mario too. Argic just likes that whole genre. He likes Sonic, he likes Mario, he likes all the stuff. On PC, are perfect tenacity mobs dropping out of the sky there, David? You're the second person that's talked about finding a perfect tenacity mod. On PC, it would go between 50 and 70 million, probably. Oh, you will not be disappointed there, Kai Pai. It is so good. There's a bigger mod pool, but your chances of getting one are so slim anyway. Personally, I wouldn't give up all the XP and the loot. Your chances of getting 1,000 ascension levels out of where you're grinding are greater than your chances of getting a perfect melee boom. So, I mean, it's up to you. Just realize that it's like a 1 in a million type thing. You're not target farming. You know, if you go to the original chaos tier where it drops, theoretically that's your best chance to get it. But there is no target farming for mods. It's so random, and there's so many in the pool that your chances of not only getting one, but getting a good one are just ridiculously low. I mean, you could literally grind out 1,000 ascension levels before you found one. Yeah, I'm going to be playing some Warframe here pretty soon there, David. Next few hours. I'm really digging that game. I haven't played a Mario or a Sonic game in a long time, and I do miss it. That's one of the things that make me wish I had a Switch. The best time to do Onslaught, really, Tobias, is after you already have all the shards you want. Having the proper mods or having a fine-tuned set of mods is not as big of a deal, but you definitely at least want to have all the shards you need. Perfect tenacity at Chaos 8 is 100%. I don't have a way to play Mario. David, I'd be all about that. Or Zelda, for that matter. That's the whole back to the Wii thing. I've got an Xbox One and a PS4. It's similar to like Destiny 2, probably, if you're familiar with Destiny 2. It's a sci-fi space ninja game. I think I'm gonna do, I want to try to get a Hydroid Prime set. And I think I've got the relics to do that. So since I've been having the voice issues with Warframe, I think I'm just going to play solo and just queue up public matches tonight. And do a bunch of Void Fishers. Oh, I would get them Sunbaked. If you could get Zelda... I mean, just Zelda alone, I would be on that today. If Zelda came out on the PS4 or the Xbox or the PC, the new one, I'd be playing it today. I'm actually, Fortnite has kind of been a little blah to me lately, to be honest. I'm waiting for new content, which I know isn't going to come anytime soon. Same as any other free-to-play game, Preebly, you build up your stuff. It's a grind game, just like DD2. The same but different. I'm using them on my flame auras, Tobias. I know people that use bees, you know, you'd want it on your bees if you're using bees. I personally have it on my flame auras right now. But since mass destruction is technically it's the strongest shard you can get as far as raw power, you'd want to use it on your most used defense, basically. I tried that in-game chat with Sophisticus and Mayretha and Nyesi last night for a little while, and the quality is really low. The voice quality is low. What's going on, Kit? If you just finished campaign and you want to go on to adventure mode there, Ian. After adventure mode, then you'd want to start in either Onslaught or Expeditions. Yeah, the Lord of the Rings games are cool. You know, Lord of the Rings Online is still going. The graphics are so terribly outdated, but, you know, not about the graphics. Where's Gribbs? Gribbs down. It does increase the damage, Tobias, just the tooltips are bugged. You can't look at the tooltips, you gotta look at the actual damage it does. So put it on a target dummy. It will definitely make the damage go up. Weapon manufacturer tooltips are terribly incorrect. There's not an accurate tooltip in the game, in fact, on any defense, but weapon manufacturers are pretty far off. Alright, do we want to do one more? Let's do one more. Just one more. I don't know why the tooltips are so whacked out, but they have never been right. In the history of DD2, the tooltips have never one time been accurate. I mean, there's been some defenses that have been really close, but I just don't understand why they're so far off. I mean, they're just really, really out there, you know? Wrong hero. Do the OP. Got one over here yet? Oh, you're not the only one there, David. I actually haven't missed a Trendy Friday stream in probably at least 2 years. And if they don't have... If there's no new info, it's basically Lalta getting trolled by the Look At Me boys. All the people that have, you know, like to say their name a lot. But, you know, it happens. What are you gonna do? I still keep getting up Friday mornings and watching them. Yeah, this is true there, Omni. This is true. You got mana burn damage or mana burn AP? They've never been every Friday. They don't have enough content to have a dev stream every Friday. They alternate between Trendy Friday Fun and a dev stream, which the majority of the streams are Trendy Friday Fun. And then, like, they used to do a dev stream at least once a month, but they don't even do... Now it's just strictly based around update times. Yeah, I hear you there, David. It would be cool if they did them like at least every couple of weeks. I mean, even not to talk about... The problem is Trendy's so secretive about everything. You know? If they were a little bit more open with the player base, like most bigger companies are, then they could do a dev stream and they wouldn't have to talk about what's coming directly in the update. They can talk about things they're working on, you know? Look at like Blizzard and Epic, for that matter, with Fortnite. I mean, with Fortnite, there's a straight up roadmap saying dates that updates are going to hit and what's going to be in them. You know, I mean, that's transparency right there. Mana burn damage, that's not too bad. I use that on my monk, on my boost monk, my nuke monk. This is that drums only song, I gotta skip it. I just can't do it. Can't do it. Where's it at? There it is. How that drums only song made it onto Epidemic Sound, I have no idea. Well, I remember too, I mean, Lalta's hands are tied too. He has to do what the marketing department says he can do. Lalta doesn't have permission to do anything. So you gotta realize that he's required to do the Trendy Friday Fun, Yet it's probably just as frustrating for him not having anything to say, because it, you know, it turns into just troll Lalta on Fridays, you know. So just remember, I mean, Lalta's the community manager. He's not the director of marketing. He's got people telling him what he can do. So, I mean, it's out of his hands, really. He can do what he's allowed to do, you know. I think Jose coming along is just to helps ease or break the conversation up a little bit for Lalta. Goblin Boom. Sadly, most of the booms are not really effective. They should change the math on those, I think. Their CEO, I'm not even sure that person's name, David. I think it's a female. I'm not positive though. I can't remember the name of the person. They don't, you know, obviously Trendy doesn't have the higher ups don't actively get involved with the community. You know, which, whatever. To each their own. That's good and bad. You know, from Lalta's perspective, you wouldn't want the big boss breathing down your neck, you know? But on the same note, from the player base perspective, I mean, I've been playing DD2 for this long and I don't know their name. Yeah, something like that, David. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I remember reading about it. I don't think it was necessarily a big lawsuit, more as just some labor board issues and a whole bunch of bad media coverage. I did some videos on some of them, John, but most of them you just gotta have to... Actually, Lightrayne spreadsheet says it. It's got all the mobs broken down. You look on that spreadsheet right there, it'll show what every mob is classed as. Oh yeah, I'm not sure about that, David. I have no idea. Oh man, my inventory is just overflowing. Let me free up a couple of slots real quick here. What was that? Defense range. You know what? Even though that's a bad quality mod, I'm gonna keep that just because I am lacking defense range shards right now, or mods right now. Skelly Boom. I'll save that too just because it's green, but can't really think of where I'd want to use it. There we go. Did I get that stuff sold in time? I think so. Where's Zapper at? He's stuck. I'm not even sure where Zapper dead now, but was stuck for a second somewhere. What's going on there, Logan? How's it going? So I've got my choice of a couple of different tower defense games to feature for the Tower Defense Tuesday video, which will come out later today. I'm going to take a short break when I get done with the stream here, and I'm going to start recording it. I'm not sure which one I want to do yet. I mean, I'm going to do them both over the next couple of weeks, so. Well, nice there, TSM. I appreciate you watching them. Low quality. Nothing good. Anyway, everybody, that is going to do it for today. Like I said, I want to get a Tower Defense Tuesday video done this afternoon. The choices... Should I give you guys the choices? Let me look real quick. The choices are... Defense Abominations, just released, or I think Hero Defense. Let me look. Do I have a key for that one yet? Let me check. Yeah, Hero Defense, which released... Well, it's been in early access for a while, but it just came out of early access recently. And Hero Defense is supposed to be similar to like Dungeon Defenders, Fortified, stuff like that. Still haven't figured it out there quick. It's something to do with just Discord and Warframe communicating with each other. I debated on trying the in-game chat in Warframe, but the quality is really, really low. Nah, there's no poll, Lightrayne. I'm gonna pick myself. But anyway, thanks a ton for swinging by. Everybody have a fantastic afternoon, and it'll probably take 6 to 8 hours for me to get that Tower Defense Tuesday video done. But it will be up before the end of Tuesday, and I'm gonna try to get that kind of a weekly thing going again every Tuesday, highlighting a different tower defense game every week. But anyway, you all have a fantastic afternoon and enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you all soon. Take it easy.